How's everyone doing this afternoon? If you're here with me watching live, go ahead and let me know so I can engage with you in the chat. I'd love to see who's listening. Today is our penultimate video on the book of Hosea. So on Thursday, we will do our last one. Today, we are doing chapters 10, 11, and 12, and we will do 13 and 14, the final two chapters, on Thursday. After this week, we're going to be taking a break for at least a week from the reading challenge, just to kind of reset and re-engage. If you're really interested in continuing this reading challenge, let me know. If I have a lot of interest, it'll be more motivating for me to want to do another one. I don't have a good feeling for the level of interest. I know it was stronger at the beginning, and let's be honest, we're all getting pretty tired of this quarantine and being on our computers and doing things virtually. And so maybe many of you are just exhausted by it. But we'll take a break next week, and then that'll give me a chance to regather my thoughts and to figure out where we should go next with this series, if anywhere. But yeah, let me know if you are watching either in the comments below or by sending me a message. I'd love to just know that you guys are appreciating it if you are, and if you would like me to continue, which I would be happy to do if that's what you want. I see that I have some people watching, so let me know if you are watching in the comments. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the book of Hosea. As we've been reading through Hosea, the last number of chapters have been pretty rough. From chapters 4 up until chapter 10, where we begin today, the Lord has been laying it on heavy with the Israelites. They are really struggling, and they are running away from Him. Chapter 10 continues some of the themes of the passages before. It refers to Israel as a vine, in this case, a luxuriant vine. I think that is interesting because I think it kind of demonstrates that Israel is doing pretty well in a lot of ways right now in this book. When Hosea is testifying, it seems like Israel on the surface is doing well. Economically, they're probably doing well. They're getting a lot of good things. But here's the problem. They've forgotten that all of those good things are from the Lord. And they're using their good things instead of to respond in worship. They're using those things to build new idols and new altars to other gods. So, yeah, you just have a lot of idolatry. And I just think that's a lot like our hearts, right? Um, a lot of times when we get good things, we end up worshiping the good things instead of worshiping the Lord. And sometimes we need the Lord to remove those good things so we are reminded of Him as healthy discipline. A helpful prayer might be for you and me to pray that God might remove things that we're leaning on for our own security and our comfort, so that we might trust Him. To be honest, that's probably what's already happening to a lot of us during this virus, right? We've lost a lot of things, and we're being forced to make a choice. Are we going to just be miserable, or are we going to go to the Lord and realize that He brings us far greater gifts than anything else, far greater joy and peace than any of the other things we were going to for hope. And then when we receive good gifts again, when this virus ends, and we're able to go back to things, will we go back with a thankful heart, or will we go back with, will we make them idols again? Just a good thought, something I've been thinking about. Chapter 11, as opposed to the chapters before it, is just a really beautiful chapter about God's love for His people. You know, this passage, it's God talking to Israel as if they're His child. And when you read the first few verses of chapter 11, it says like, when Israel was a child, I loved him, and out of Egypt I called my son. He says, it was I who taught Ephraim to walk. I took them up by their arms, but they did not know that I healed them. I led them with cords of kindness, with bands of love, and I became to those going to them as one who eases the yoke on their jaws, and I bent down to them and I fed them. Um, just when you read those, he's talking to Israel here, but that's also how God thinks of us. He just cares very deeply about us as our Father. I'm a father of two young boys, and I just adore them, and I love helping them, and I love guiding them, and I love making them feel loved, and making them feel special, and letting them know I love them. Um, and that's what God feels about us, and that's what God feels about Israel here. And so you can imagine how much more painful it is that his beloved son, Israel, his beloved children, are running away from him, even though he's the one who loves them and taught them to walk. And I don't know if you have a rebellious child or a child that has run away, or you have a broken relationship with your child. Perhaps you know